back to Insight. I'm your host, Theodore Lawrence, and joining me today is Dr. Dolan Interview. Dr. Interview is a psychiatrist who specializes in, I hope I get this right, the effects of police brutality on the minds of younger children. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Interview.
Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. Dr. Interview, can you tell us a little bit about the incident that took place in 2013 between the Chicago Police Department and a family there?
Certainly. The police officers broke into Charlene and Samuel Hawley's house, and they held them as well as their grandchildren at gunpoint for over half an hour.
Didn't they interrogate someone?
Yeah, they interrogated the 13-year-old boy without an adult present, which is legal. And according to Chicago Reporter, nobody was hurt and no one was arrested, but the children are still terrified whenever they see police officers on their way to school.
Those poor children, it sounds terrible. Could you tell us a little bit more about what alterations might be taking place in a child's brain to make them afraid of the police like that?
According to Harley Therapy, when they experience this amount of toxic stress, it actually stunts brain growth. And later on, it leads to anxiety, depression, a shorter attention span, and anxiety during social interactions.
But won't these children grow out of it? I mean, they were so young when it happened. Won't they forget as they get older?
Even though they were young when it happened, they're constantly exposed to more violence, like in the newspapers, on social media, on the television, and in movies.
So are these victims stuck with this trauma for the rest of their lives?
Not exactly. There are ways to help the victims cope with the trauma.
Okay, so if you have small children, toddlers, infants, how do you help?
Talk to them and get them to relieve all that inner turmoil that's built up.
And if they're a little older, 5 to 10, elementary age?
You should talk to them about what exactly happened, what they did, what they could have done, what was realistic and what was not.
And if you have tweens, teenagers?
You should talk to them and have conversations with them about how they as a person can take that traumatic helplessness and turn it into learned helpfulness. All the methods have been proven effective by Dr. Carl Bell.
That was Dr. Dolan Interview. She's a psychiatrist and a clinical professor of psychiatry and public health. Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Interview.
Thank you for having me.
Well, that's all for this week on Insight. I hope you'll join me next week. My guest will be Dr. Rochelle Overholser, who will talk to us about the effects of teaching high school children on mental health. Hope to see you there.